I am back from my third trip to the Chanel boutique this week. We're just going to do a haul. I'm going to do a couple of looks, and we are going to dive into this new holiday collection. First of all, I have to share my good news and then kind of explain why I made so many trips to the boutique. If you follow my channel, and I will make this brief in case you don't, I am currently undergoing treatment for breast cancer. I had mentioned in a previous video that I had a scary test result. That test result was an increase in my tumor markers. My next step was to get a PET scan to see what is causing the rise in my tumor markers. My PET scan happened on Thursday. It is at the time of filming Saturday. I got my results on Thursday evening. They came through within hours. My doctor also read my results and emailed me, and my PET scan is clear. There is no evidence of cancer anywhere. That is the best news that I could have hoped for, and that kind of spurred on these additional trips to Chanel, right? It was like, celebration. Makeup is my happy place. What can I say? Thank you for listening to that portion. I will try to add timestamps so you can skip that. If you don't know me and my PET scan results mean nothing to you, you can skip ahead to this part. I have several bags. If you live close to a Chanel fragrance and beauty boutique, like I've mentioned before, it's such a nice experience going in. Package everything so beautifully, so carefully, so thoughtfully. They're so kind and considerate in the boutiques. They treat you so well. They give you tons of samples. I have so many fragrance samples. I have skincare samples. So anyway, let's get into what I got. I, of course, picked up the limited edition quad in Nuit Astrale. I believe it's like Starry Night is the translation. This is honestly the thing that I was most excited about. Seeing the leaked photos, it just looks absolutely stunning. It looked gorgeous in the store. This is made in Italy. It has an 18-month shelf life. I do appreciate the long shelf life of Chanel products. So it, of course, comes in the little Chanel pouch. I love a new Chanel palette. Oh, this is different. The logo is in gold instead of white, and it's embossed. It's very nice. And these are the shades. They are so beautiful. I also picked up the nail lacquer in Cosmique. It just looked gorgeous. This is such a unique shade. It just looks like such a beautiful fall shade. I cannot wait to put this on my nails and toes. This color is gorgeous. There is another color. I did not pick that one up. I only picked up one of the illuminating blushes because these are not really blushes. They're more like blush choppers or highlighters. The peach, the peche, looked very gold. Like it looks like a gold highlighter to me, and I don't prefer gold highlights. I knew I wasn't going to really like that one, so I just picked up the pink. This is packaged absolutely beautifully, that you get a little patch here with your brush, and the brush is very, very soft. The packaging has a gold logo versus the white. This is the Stellar palette. This is the blush chopper. You get 0.49 ounces in here. You get a lot of product in here. It's very pretty. It does have a glitter overspray. And then I picked up two of the 9-pan eyeshadow palettes. Two of them looked pretty similar to me, and so it was kind of easy for me to not want all three of them at the time. Now I'm kind of regretting not getting all three of them. But I really do think that these two are going to cover what I feel like I could be missing out on in the other eyeshadow palette. So I picked up 849, the Space Traveler, and 848, the New Singular. These are packaged so beautifully. It's got this slide-through packaging, and then you have this beautiful Chanel box, and then your 9-pan palette is in here. This does have the white logo. It is not embossed. It's flat. And this is the Space Traveler. This is the first one that I was drawn to, that I was like, okay, I have to have that one. So this is what I picked up the first day. Then I went back the day of my PET scan, and I picked up this one. This is the New Singular. I couldn't get this color story out of my head because, in my opinion, it's very unique. It's very different from what I typically see from Chanel. It's so pretty. Look at that. Like, this one is, to me, the most unique, and it has the most mattes. You've got 6 mattes in here versus 3 in this one. So my thought process was, you know, get the one with the most mattes, get the one with the shimmers that I am most drawn to, and then I can mix and match and get a similar look to the other palette if I feel like I'm missing it in these two. I went back today and looked at the third palette again, could not decide, you know, am I going to regret not getting it? I decided after looking at them again for a third time that I was comfortable skipping that third one. The third one is the one with the green in the center, and then it has like a really orangey red matte, more blues, more golds, but I feel like I get the blues, golds, and oranges with this. I also picked up the Rouge Allure Laque. This is in the shade Nébuleuse. This was just too interesting for me to pass up. It's this deep purple with sparkle. So that is that shade. And this one I tried on in the store on top of what I already had. It's very vampy, but it did sheer out enough to where I feel like I can make it work. So today when I was there, I went back, like I said, to look at that third eyeshadow palette. I just couldn't talk myself into it, which is saying something, because at this point in my life, I can talk myself into anything because I am on a knife's edge, you know, with worry. Not now. I'm relaxed. I'm at peace. I did go ahead and pick up one of the limited edition Rouge Allure Velvets. I picked up the shade Abstrait. The packaging is so beautiful. Look at the packaging. It just looks like a really beautiful, like wearable, somewhat pinky neutral shade that I felt would go with all of these looks. And I felt like I could layer it with the Laque. And then last but not least, this is not part of the collection, but it is something that some of you have recommended that I pick up because I love the Chanel blush sticks. So I have heard over and over again that N20 is like the shade. It's the one. So I also got that. It is beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. So that's it. That's everything that I picked up from this collection. I did not get the eyeliners. I waffled back and forth. I was like, they're so pretty. They work so well. You know, they're so pigmented and so smooth, but they're red and orange and I'm not going to wear them. So I didn't get them. I didn't get the other shade of the Rouge Allure Velvet. It was a red. I skipped that. I skipped to the pink shade of the Rouge Allure Laque, and I skipped the gray blue mascara. Now that was a hard skip for me, but I know with my contrast being so high, it's not going to be enough for me. It's going to lighten my eyelashes. It's not going to give me the drama that I need for my wimpy lashes. So I reluctantly skipped that. So this is everything that I have from this collection. I'm going to remove my eye makeup. It's the end of the day, so you'll have to excuse. I'm looking a little rough right now. But the eyeshadow that I am wearing right now is also Chanel. This is the Baroque eyeshadow palette. I can tell that my skin is like losing its summer glow color because this RMS concealer that I have loved, loved, loved and worn in almost every video for months is so yellow. I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but it's very, very yellow in person. So please forgive me for that. Also, I'm sorry about my hair. Speaking of hair, oh my gosh. Okay, this is the cutest thing. So this was another reason why I went back today, because look at this. If you're interested in getting some, email me. I will put you in contact and tell you what you have to do to get them. She did tell me how they were handed out. Let's get into this makeup because I am just like beyond excited. First things first, I am going to put on some blush just so everything kind of meshes together a little bit better. And I'm going to go in with this Chanel blush in the shade N20. Just add a little bit of color back into my cheeks. We're going to use a Tati EX2 for this. I've been loving these brushes. I don't know if my video is up yet where I talk about them, but I like them so much that I went back and ordered a second set. They're just good. I think first we're going to go in with the highlighter, the blush topper. I'm going to try to cut some of the overspray off, like that glitter. And then I'm just going to top. Oh, it's all in my hair. That's so pretty. It's very like ethereal pink. I feel like that brush might be a little too stiff. I also picked up Tati's specialty brush set, and it has this brush in it, which is SP4, and it looks like specifically a highlighter brush. So that is the highlight, the blush topper. It's very pretty. The pink actually does really show up on my cheeks, especially on top of that N20 blush stick. That's really, really pretty. Like on me, it does work as a very light ethereal blush. I think on deeper skin tones, it would be a beautiful baby pink highlight, a beautiful baby pink glow. It's not a blush, and they didn't sell it to me as a blush. Like they were very clear, this is an illuminating blush topper. That's absolutely gorgeous. I'm very happy with that. I just want you to be aware, very light tone, right? It's going to be only a blush on very few people, but it's not meant to be a blush. It's meant to be a blush topper. Just be aware of what you're getting with that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an eyelet from this palette on this eye, an eyelet from the other 9-pan on the other eye, and we'll remove that. And then I will do the 4-pan to finish out. I'm going to start here with this center like chartreuse shade, and I'm going to run that through the crease. It's like one of those shades that looks kind of scary in the pan, but on the eye, it's just not scary. It's just kind of a yellow green. On me, it looks almost like a neutral shade. I'm going to go in with this taupey shade right here and take it just a little bit lower in the crease and on the outer corner. I'm going to go in with the purple and tap it on the outer corner, like low on the lid. Oh my gosh, look how pretty that is. I'm just kind of buffing it back and forth, just trying to deepen up the outer corner and kind of dragging it out a little bit. Okay, and just because I have to know how this shade performs, we are going into this lime green. That looks very chunky. Kind of scared I'm going to get some fallout. Oh, wow. So I feel like on my eye, it's almost translating more gold than green. What I realized swatching this shade right here is that this is more of a topper. And so what I really needed was a base. This would be an excellent base for that shadow because it's pretty dense and densely pigmented. So what I should have done is gone in with this on the lid and then topped it with the glitter shade. However, I didn't know, so I didn't do that. So I am going to kind of try to wipe it off just gently and then go in and pack on that soft green. So that has given it a little bit more of a base. And now I'm hoping that this will maybe show up a little bit better. Yeah, it does. Now I'm going into the white in the inner corner. It looks white, but on the lid, it's pinky purple. That's so pretty. That's opal, opalescent. That's gorgeous. I'm going to tap it on the inner portion of my lid. All right, I'm going back in with a purple just to deepen it up again and bring back that shade, that intensity. I need some warmth in this eye look. I'm going to go into the peach in the center, and I'm just going to put it right in the crease. I'm going into the orange and taking it under the lash line. I'm going to tightline with my Victoria Beckham. I'm going to do a small wing with my Chanel eyeliner. That is an eye look with this palette, the Singular. It's very colorful, very bright. I mean, it didn't have to be, right? I could have stayed in more neutral tones, but I wanted to use as many shadows as I could. And I actually used every single shade except the black. Do more than just this look. This is just me trying these for the first time, first impressions, and telling you what I think of the formulas and how they blend and perform together. Let's move on to the next palette. This is the one that I had to have. This is the one that drew me in, that I was like, yes, that's the one that I want. What I'm first drawn to in this palette is blues, and I do love blues on my brown eyes. So I'm going to try to use as many shades as I can, but it's probably going to end up pretty blue heavy. We're going to start in this lighter shade right here. It's like a light peachy brown. So I'm just going to pop that in the crease. And that is just an absolutely stunning like transition shade for me. It's the kind of shade that I'm drawn to like start off a look. Just pop something in the crease, and then go in with colors. That's like a navy. I think I'm going to go with this one on the outer corner, and we'll go over the lid with this one. I'm going to use a BK 211 and go into that deeper, almost like a shimmery navy. And I'm just going to lightly apply it to the outer corner. Just kind of tapping more than anything. I don't want to get a lot of fallout. I don't know if I will, but I'm just being a little careful here. I'm going to go with the brighter blue and go next to that, slightly on top of it. Can't decide if I want to do gold or lilac. Ooh, that white. That white has a major blue shift. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it looks like baby blue. So that's the one that I'm going to use. I'm just going to tap it in the inner corner, inner portion. I'm assuming you can see that. I can see it in the monitor. I'm going in with a BK 209, getting that on the brush, and I'm just going to try to get a little more precisely in the inner corner here. What is crazy to me is how the white shades look white in the pan to me, like on both of these. They don't look that different, but they're completely different on the eyes. I'm going to try to tie in this lilac by going just slightly next to it in the inner corner. Now I'm going to go into the deeper brown shade, and I'm going to go on the outer corner above that navy and kind of around it, if that makes sense. I'm going to bring back some brown. I think I'm going to go under the eyes with this bright blue. I'm going to tightline and do a small wing, and I'll show you the final look. Let's talk about fallout. Under both eyes, I've got quite a bit of fallout, much more on this side than this side, which makes sense. These were much deeper, more sparkly shades. But let me try to brush it away and see how that works out. It's pretty glittery on this side versus this side. So I would say if you're going to dip into some of the deeper shades, maybe do your eye look first. This is the Space Traveler. And I do think that the name is appropriate. It does kind of look pretty spacey. Look at them on the fingers. They're very pretty, like very shimmery, very sparkly, very different for Chanel, in my opinion. The mattes are super creamy. They feel very high quality, very blendable, really nice quality shadows. Let me get swatches of the new Singular. This one to me is just so unique and interesting. When we are in a sea of same, it's nice to see somebody step outside the box, especially Chanel. Very unique color story. And here they are side by side. This hand is lighter than this hand. Like in reality, your eyes are not deceiving you. Overall, solid eyeshadows by Chanel. Let me remove this, and then we're going to do our final look. Let's get into this final eyeshadow palette. I'm hoping I can edit this where it's not like 3 hours long, but I just wanted to show them all. We can deep dive into them if need be, but this is the one that I am really the most excited about. It is 100% a cool tone palette. It's completely out of my comfort zone. It is not the kind of tone that I normally go for, but I think that we can do something really pretty with it. So that's what we're gonna do. So I am fairly certain that it is not what Nikki intended this brush for, but I am going to take an N16 and go into this gray. And the reason why I'm using this brush is because it's like a duo fiber and it's very loosely packed at the end, and I want just a gentle wash of color. So we'll see if it gives me what I'm looking for. And it is. I always like to lay down some type of transition shade. And honestly, I learned that from Jaclyn Hill years ago. It really does help me bring together a look, helps everything blend easier. I'm going to go into this top shade right here. That shade is so pretty. Can you see that? I mean, yes, of course you can see it, but can you see how easily it blended out? I've said many times, but I do not mind shimmers in the crease or really anywhere in an eye look. It's not something that bothers me. I'm going in with this shade right here on my finger, and I'm going to tap it all over the lid. I'm going to take BK Beauty N11. It's like an angled brush, but it's kind of thick. I'm going to go into this lightest sparkly blue. I'm going to just kind of drag it up along the top. Take it in the inner corner, but be a little bit more precise. And just to tie it in, because that blue is it's almost got some green to it, like a tiny hint of like a turquoise. I'm going to tap it on the center of my lid just to tie it in, like just the lower portion of my lid. Now, I don't think that it's necessary. It's just that it looks like such a harsh contrast between like the purpley tones to have this blue that has just maybe a hint of a green in it compared to this one that I have all over the lid. This is more like a periwinkle, and this is more like a ocean water blue. This one in the top corner, it's like a steely purple. It's so pretty. And then of course you have the matte gray to kind of tie it all in. For me personally, I liked it better before I added this shade in the inner corner. I liked it better when it was just like that steely gray, blue, starry night, nighttime sky look. This is more daytime sky to me. That's just me. It's still stunning. So let me do my eyeliner and then we'll put on the lip products. Okay, so I take back everything I said about not liking that light blue eyeshadow with this look. I absolutely love it. As I suspected, this is the star of the show for me, this eyeshadow palette. Like, it's stunning and unique and I absolutely love it. And despite it looking quite monochromatic, every single shade in here is different. It's a different texture. It performs differently on the eyes. Love it. As I said, I picked up one of the Rouge Allure Velvets, one of the limited edition shades in Abstrait. I picked up the Rouge Allure Laque in Nébuleuse. So let's put those on. I'm going to first go in with the matte lipstick because I want to see what shade this is, and I want to top it with the lip lacquer, and you'll see why. The lip lacquer is quite deep on me. So let's try this shade. By the way, I have on the Dior Beige Attitude lip liner. I tried to wipe it off, but some of it is stuck on there. If you're seeing that, it's like a neutral pink, like a mid-tone neutral pink. It's really pretty. I wouldn't say it's super cool and I wouldn't say it's warm. To me, it's like a neutral. Really lovely shade. There is another shade. It's more red. I didn't get that one, but I think that this one just will go with all of the palettes. Very wearable. I can wear it with anything. This is a little harder to wear on me. I did try it on in the store. It grew on me and I picked it up. It's unique. It's like a blackened purple. I'm going to try to put it on top of this. We'll see how it goes. See, look at that. Like, it's intense, but you can sheer it out. So that's what I'm going to do. Just know that you can wear it full on or you can blend it out and soften it up. I think on deeper skin tones, full out, this would be phenomenal. So let me show you how I would wear it. Here it is on top of the matte lipstick, which is very pink. So it's giving kind of a pink, like a berry pink. I think that on top of a nude or a really neutral brown, it would also be really pretty. I'll show you what it looks like on its own, just blend it out on my lip tone. Of course, it's going to vary based on your natural lip tone. But as you can see, my lips are pretty pink, so it's going to pick that up. So here it is, pretty much like kind of full out on me. Let's start with the 9 pans. I think that this is an incredibly unique launch from Chanel. As somebody who is older but still likes to play around with color and texture, I don't shy away from any of that. These are gorgeous to me because they do carry the Chanel quality, but they're colorful and they're vibrant and they're unique, and you have so many options in this palette. To do a completely all matte look, this purple is gorgeous. The only shade in here that disappoints me, honestly, is this one. I just don't like that kind of texture. However, every other shade is gorgeous. Every other shade performs, and I think that this is a nice palette because you have so many mattes. So you can pull mattes from this to go with any of the other two eyeshadow palette if you are a fan of these 9 pans. This one is the one that I was the most interested in. I just feel like it gives you the most variety in textures and tones. You have a blue, a gold, a purple, an orange, a white. You just have so many different beautiful shimmers in here to play around with. And then you have these nice neutral tones too. You could do the black in any of these as a smoky eye. You could take the black all over the lid and top it with any one of these really vibrant shades to make a standout smoky eye. So I do think that you have some options in here. In this palette, none of these shades felt super flaky or crumbly to me. This duochrome right here is so unique. Now this one is kind of crumbly, but it's got enough opacity that it like doesn't fall apart. This has got some pink, some orange, some green. It's a really unique color. And then this lilac here, this lilac-y pink, it's got a shift to it. This white, oh my gosh, the white with the blue and green, gorgeous palette. That one is my favorite. The nail polish is absolutely gorgeous. I love shades like this. This is like a blue, purple, gray. It's a unique shade to me in my collection, and I love it. The highlighting blush, I think, is really, really pretty. Like, I am loving the way that it looks. To me, it is like that ethereal, wintry, frosty, ice princess look. So I actually really like this. I like this one more than I like Pesh. But the Pesh, I think, is a little deeper. When we swatched that one in store, to me, it just came across as very gold. There are 3 different shades in here. I thought it was 2, but it is 3. So while I'm wearing it as a blush right now, and I do have like a little bit of N20 tapped on top of it, you can see it's very frosty. It's very like icy. Understand that they're not blushes. They're not blushes. Yes, you can wear it as a blush if you want to look like you're wearing a highlighter for blush. Like if you're okay with that shine, if you're okay with that reflectivity and that frosty look, by all means, wear it as a blush. I think it's gorgeous. I'm not disappointed in it at all because I knew what to expect. Looks like my cheek is like glowing and reflective and wet. So I'm here for it. Okay, the star of the show for me, 100%. The thing that I was most excited about when I saw the collection launch, and the thing that I am most excited about after having played with all of these products, albeit just the first time. This is not only a beauty to look at, it's $76. It's less than the Boutons collection. It's a cool tone gray-blue palette. That's it. However, this shade right here is something that you could easily like dust all over the... See, you can really see the green in it when you shear it out. Can you see the green in that shade? I mean, it's gorgeous. I'm not disappointed in it. That's a beautiful shade. And that would, like I said, that could be a one and done. This one is so pretty. This is another one that would be an absolutely stunning one and done. No effort required. Tap that all over the lid. You're out the door. This one down here on the bottom, it's just like a periwinkle blue, but look at the sheen. The quality on these eyeshadows in this palette makes me very happy. None of them are lakey chunky. And this gray is so soft and easy to work with. So there is the blue gray. The thing that I really love about this palette is that every single shade performs. You get 4 shades. You want them all to work. You know, if I'm only getting 4 shades, I want them all to work. If I didn't like one of these, it'd be a bigger deal because you only get 4 of them. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. Now, what I've got going on right now is a little much. I understand with this lip, like it's a little much for my skin tone. It's not the best on me. I need a lighter lip to balance out like everything. I'm going to wipe this lipstick off. And lastly, let's touch on these lip products. This is a formula that you probably know and love. I think it's a very comfortable matte. It's not like super matte looking. It doesn't look super dry on me. I love the packaging. I love the way it feels on the lips, and I love this shade. I think that this shade is incredibly versatile. It's incredibly beautiful. I'm so glad that I picked it up. It's something that I looked over twice in the store and only just today decided to get it because I thought it was too pink. And it is a pink, but it's neutral. It works on me and my skin tone. So love that. Very happy with that. And I think that I can wear it with much more, not just this. And then this This is just something that I had to have because it was unique, even though it's not the most flattering on me and it's not really something that I reach for often. It just doesn't really complement my skin tone. It was just kind of a situation where I swatched it and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Because it is. When you see it here on my hand with the eyeshadows, it so works. It all works together. Look at that. That looks like a beautiful color story. It's just when you put it on my face all together, it's just not, I don't know. It just doesn't work as well for me as it probably would for many other skin tones or undertones. And it's got glitter in it. I love glitter. I mean, it's the holiday collection. I'm all about the glitter. I just think it's a beautiful blackened purple shade. If you are looking for that, like Dior Bold Black. This is more pigmented than Dior Bold Black. You can sheer it out though. So don't let that scare you if this is a tone that you are interested in. You can blend it out and sheer it out and just get a wash of that shade, and it wears really well. Not at all part of the collection, but just want to mention because I absolutely love this is the N20 Blush Stick. Everybody that recommended this to me, you were 100% right. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's so easy to work with. These blush sticks are just like undeniably beautiful. They are some of my favorite blush sticks. If you liked this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. If you are into luxury makeup, if you are into feeling empowered and beautiful at any age, I would love to have you. I will see you soon in another video. And until then, please take care of yourselves.